we've been hearing that Ioniq has been planning like a cheaper brand offering. They usually make really high-end versions of these retro. It's always a good day with SSP. It's always a good day with you, William. Been hearing, I mean, we know they make these high-end retro handhelds. This one looks like an all-plastic design. The Pocket Air Mini. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to see if there are other colors. Okay. I think I'm right in this, right? Don't they make like really high-end metal things? Hey Ben, you would know this. Does Ioniq make high-end Retroid gaming consoles, right? Oh, I forgot to do I think I have a pretty laggy feed today. I forgot to do the faster one. That's all right. We'll make it through. I don't know. It looks nice. I wonder, I mean, the ergonomics feel good, especially if you're used to using the directional pad. Entry-level price, premium experience. Yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird niche to me, like retro handhelds. There's so many of them. And it's like, I am obsessed with them, and sorry, I'm like thinking of like 10 different things at once. I saw an ad right here for The Summer I Turned Pretty, which we've been, I'll have to say, apologetically watching, my wife and I. It's like some of the worst acting, but I don't know, we're kind of addicted to seeing what happens. So that happened, an ad popped up for that. This, I can't remember if they make high-end, like they're premium, like expensive, right? Or am I thinking of a different brand? They're the ones, right, that are like pretty expensive. Anyway, there's so many retro handhelds, and I don't get why there's so many. I guess they're trying to make one for every different type of game that there ever was. So if you're playing like Game Boy Advance games, maybe there's a certain perfect type of handheld for that. Or if you're playing Nintendo 64 games, there's a perfect handheld for that. But it's weird because I love that industry and that trend going on, but I also don't understand it at the same time. So anyway, I don't know. And they're also like, aside from this brand, they're not that expensive. Like you can get these things for like between probably less than $50 to like $100 to $200. So like in terms of buying a bunch of them, it's not like crazy. I don't know. I don't get it. Anker's new AI voice recorder is the size of a coin. Yeah, they announced this. They announced their new big old entertainment system, which I've mentioned in the past, at IFA. IFA, I think people call it, which is an event. I don't know if it happens every year in Germany, but it's like CES in a way. IFA. Innovation for all. Innovation for all, I guess is what that means. I really want to go to CES, and I want to go this year, like early 2026. I don't know if my wife will let me, but I kind of want to go. And then this also looks really cool. I've never been to Europe, so that would be an experience, but like it would just be sick to go to this thing and like, I don't know, it's really funny because a lot of tech reviewers go to events like this, and I think the initial thing that you think you should do if you go to like CES or an event like this is like vlog your experience, but I don't think people really care. I think people just want to see new tech, and I think my goal would be to meet a bunch of brands and try to come up with like an elevator pitch or something, and I don't know, experience new products, try to get contact information, see if we can't work out projects with them for the year. But this looked crazy, man. It's the 5th through the 9th. Okay, so it starts today, actually. But I'd love to go to Germany. That'd be sweet. Like, look at all these awesome brands, too. Acer recently reached out. Trying to think. We really haven't worked with any of these. Acer would be the first, I think. So anyway. Anyways, talk to the brands. Yeah. See new tech, talk to the brands. Techtober. Yeah, we're in Techtember, then Techtober, then CES at the beginning of the year, which is a big one, and maybe we try for IFA next year or the year after. I don't know. My hope would be we get invited to those. We got invited to CES a lot last year, but it was like days before. It's like, hey, if you're gonna be there, we'll get you a VIP ticket and you can come hang out with us. Like, brands were saying that, but it's like, okay, can you pay for my plane ticket? Anyway, so that's exciting, and they announced a few different products here. Soundcore, Anker. I think Anker is really smart. I think they've acquired a lot of smart companies. Like, they're being smart and strategic with the companies they're acquiring, and I think they're going to become a powerhouse. I mean, they already kind of are, but I don't know. That's exciting. This one was interesting. It's like a modular charging dock, and they each hold battery themselves. Here's the battery itself. Yeah, so I don't know. These looked really interesting to me. I don't love the design, like the spheres, but it is interesting that like the spheres charge wirelessly, and you can charge your phone where the spheres charge, or you can take the sphere off and charge it that way. This would be great for like an office environment, like a small office. Have this on like the conference table, and people can literally just like charge their phones there, pick one up, charge the phone during the meeting, like in your kitchen for family. I think what's not my favorite, and maybe that's why I don't like the spheres, is like, yes, it makes for a good stand that charges your phone, but if you wanted, like for me, if I was going to grab this off the charger, I would want something more like this shape, where you pull this off the charger, it can go on the back of your phone, and then you can also still use your phone. I guess you could hold the ball while you use your phone. That just feels weird. So anyway, that's an interesting device though, for sure. All right. I don't know what this means. iPhone 17 event promises to go beyond the usual yearly updates for each product. Are they saying they're gonna... Hold on. Hey, Edsel Dave. How you doing, bud? We're definitely going to be getting the Air, which, by the way, that if it looks like that, that looks really cool. We're going to get iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17 Air. I think I want to do the Ultra 3 or the new Apple Watch. Either just the new regular Apple Watch or the Ultra. I'd rather have the Ultra, but we'll have to see how it looks. Whichever watch has the better looking upgrade, I think, is what I'm going to go with. I don't think I'll do AirPods Pro 3 unless I'm just blown away. Okay, I also wanted to talk about this little logo here. I feel like this is just like a, I mean, it looks like a heat thing, right? Like heat sensing technology, whatever you freaking call it. And I just feel like it's because they're going to be using that new internal that like cools the battery so that your phone doesn't get as hot, so that technically, I guess technically you could charge faster, and your phone would be more efficient, so your battery could stretch longer perhaps. And I feel like that's what they're going for here. I think they'll probably show off an old iPhone and a new iPhone, or a Pixel phone and an iPhone and show which one gets hotter while in use or something like that, which is funny. Macs and stuff have always been known to get really hot. So it's funny if they lean into like, well, not anymore, which Apple would never be like, not anymore. They would just find a new thing to compare itself to. They're never like, we fixed this problem. They're like, we invented this new solution. Which is funny. But I just think that's what that is. I think it's just, that's what I think it's going to be. I don't know. Why is the Apple Watch Ultra 3 the game changer we've been waiting for? How do they know all of this? Larger OLED display, 51 to 52 millimeters. Dynamic refresh rates. Okay. New waterfall design. They're going to curve the edges. Is this true? How do we know this? Are they going to curve the edges on the Ultra? That would be so non-Ultra. I like reducing the bezels, sure. Didn't they make it flat so that like hitting the side doesn't damage the screen? It's harder to damage the screen if you have a flat design. I would think they would just slim it down a little bit, maybe reduce the bezels a little bit. That's all I could really think of that they would do. This is the Series 1. I don't know, did Series 2 have smaller bezels? Obviously new internals. With its innovative LTP03 OLED display, 5G connectivity, okay. Health sensors, extended battery life. Yeah, it's wild, dude. I'm at 88% and I've been wearing this since this morning. It's crazy how much battery this is the Series 1. I'm going to bed with like 60% battery, which is nuts. I mean, I could wear it while I'm sleeping if I want. This was interesting. A solid state battery launches for under 15,000. I'm just like so interested in electric vehicles. I think I've said it before. I don't know, man. It's like, it just feels like gas-powered vehicles are like, no matter how technologically advanced they become in terms of like the tech inside, whether it's self-driving or any sort of driving assist or the new display that it might have or whatever that experience, heated seats, ventilated seat, like whatever. There's still gas-powered engine, which feels old to me. And I don't know, maybe that's dumb, but I'm just so interested in a car that's electric, because like everything that I really love material-wise in my life, most of it, you plug it in, right? Which maybe that's saying something but about me. But I don't know, I'm just so interested in electric cars and where they're going to go. And like this, I mentioned it last live stream, but it's just exciting. I'm not like looking at this stuff every day, but it's exciting to see headlines like this. I love e-bikes as well. This thing looks sick, whatever that is. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't really know. I guess it's just that feeling of it's innovative in how it works as a car and innovative with the electronics and stuff they can put inside of it. Whereas a gas-powered car, it's like, I guess they can get more efficient with gas, but it can only go so far, I feel. I don't know. Anyway, also Volvos, I've always had like an affinity for Volvos, but I've always known them to be expensive, and I've known them to be like hard to work on. There's like only a few different like dealerships and stuff that will work on them, and parts are expensive, but I've always thought their design and aesthetic is really nice. And look at this one, it has suicide doors. That's kind of wild. I know this is an ad, but I think they were the first car manufacturer that I ever saw to have like a very easy and more like subscription based purchasing method. I don't know, which was also interesting to me.
Are you ready for the sequel? Lenovo Legion Go Gen 2.
All right, I wanted to talk about this not because I love this so much. Not true. I've got a Volvo. Well, Ben, what's not true? I said like 10 different things. I also said that I like the way they're designed. So is that not true? Are they crappily designed? So Silk Song came out finally. Hollow Knight Silk Song. And can you all see? Yeah. And I really loved Hollow Knight. I never finished it because it's super hard. Lots of people can work on them. I've never had a situation where someone couldn't work on it. Yeah, but isn't it expensive? They're an imported vehicle, and there's not a ton of them, so parts are expensive, right? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I think they're cool. But at this point, I'm only going to buy a Tesla as my next vehicle. And I know that makes a lot of people mad, but I have wanted a Tesla since the Model 3 was announced, and there were none in my city. And now everyone's driving one, and I still don't have one. I'll get one. I'm so sad on it. Anyway, back to this again. I loved Hollow Knight. Super difficult game, but really cool. Super cool. And when this was announced, everyone was excited. It took them forever, and it finally came out, like yesterday or the day before. And I was like, oh, I can get it on the Switch because I have the Switch 2 now. But then I was like, I need to stop buying games on the Switch unless they're Switch exclusives, which I'm not the first one. Like, obviously. A lot of people will probably say obviously. But, like, if I was going to buy a game, I really should buy it on Steam because I can play Steam games on my Mac. I can play them remotely. I can play them on something like this, which more and more, after the Steam Deck came out, more and more companies are creating these devices that you can play Steam on. So if I was smart, I should just start buying my games from Steam, period. And then I'll have multiple different devices I can play it on. So as much as I love the Switch, I don't know if I'll always have it. And yeah, that's my thinking there. So I also heard this Legion Go Gen 2. I think it's this. Is it this one? Where's the pricing? Do they even say? One of these. Is it this one? I think it is this one. It's like $1,500. Let's see. It's so expensive. Coming soon. Can I not? How do I get out of here? Decline offer. Learn more? Hey. I think it's this one. Is this the one you can use as like... Yeah, it's this one. It's $1,500. And I watched Dave 2D talk about this. And he was saying like... When the Steam Deck came out, it was like $400, which wasn't that expensive. But... relatively speaking. But Steam makes its money off you buying their games. So they really just needed to make a device good enough to play those games that they can then sell you. Whereas these devices, they have to find a different means of selling. Like their selling point has to be how beefed up they are, how much they can handle, or how much battery life. So they're getting bigger, heavier, more capable, but more expensive because they can't bet on people buying their games like Steam can. So I'd be interested to see what the next Steam device is, if it's just like an incremental upgrade, potentially even cheaper, because I think if they do that, they just have a really unique value proposition at Steam because of where they make their actual money. So this is cool, and it's nice to know these types of devices can play Steam, which again, Steam benefits if these devices put Steam on their devices. So anyway, Yeah, I just wanted to hit on that really quickly, that I think I'm going to stop buying Switch games. If it's like Zelda or something, I'm going to buy it on the Switch. Even though I know you can play like those types of games on, there's ways of playing them elsewhere. I just like the idea of a game that was designed for a system. So, I don't know. I'm not even that big of a gamer. I don't know why I have such an opinion. Alright, what is this? Oh, this thing was wild. Have you guys seen the new Galaxy, what is it? Tab S11? It's huge. It looks really nice. Super thin. I really should like poop. 5.1 millimeters? That is so thin, dude. I don't have that tablet in here that's 4.1 millimeters, but it's really thin. So something this big. I just like, they can only be so strong when they're that thin and that big. And I just get so scared that I would just like snap it in half. Just the screen real estate here is insane. Look how big that is. Anyway. That's all. Samsung's still kind of boring to me. But I just thought the size was crazy. Marshall, dude, out here just putting out the speakers. They sort of worked on their Heston, which was their sound bar. And they've added a new sub that looks really nice with it. So it's kind of funny. It looks like a case, you know, for an amp. I don't know. I like Marshall. I think what's interesting about Marshall is like, I feel like they're kind of stuck in their design language. Like they can't or won't or shouldn't or should get away from like guitar amp aesthetic. I love it, but it doesn't give people much reason to like buy new products from them. I don't know. It's interesting. Like I wonder how long they'll sit in that aesthetic. I don't know. Maybe forever. Who knows? Oh, this is cool. I've seen this before. It's like a communication device. We'll call it that for kids. This is something that I would probably get my kids, honestly, if they need this at some point. Which, I mean, you don't want to give your high schooler this. I still don't know when I'm going to give my kids a phone. But I will say they're going to get like a light phone 3 before they get an iPhone. But anyway, this is even less of a phone. I think my wife's... So like I've talked to my wife about like light phone 3 for our kids or something. And I think her biggest thing too is not just like internet access on the phone and stuff and social media, but the camera as well. You can do a lot of damage with bullying and stuff with a camera, sending pictures around that shouldn't be sent around, all sorts of stuff. So this really takes everything out of it, and I think it works with an app. So like your kid has a few different contacts that they can send voice messages to. So it's not like a phone, it's not a texting device. They can just kind of almost walkie-talkie to the app. And then likewise, maybe there is a phone option. I love the design. I think it's super cool. So here we go. There's a flashlight. That's cool. On and off, power button, slide to talk, channel selection, volume. I like the LED matrix too. I mean, it looks pretty cool, man. Oh wow, is this all of their iterations? That's pretty cool. Hello? Someone's outside my door. Maybe I have a package. Yeah, I don't know. These are cool. And I would love to review one of these. Pentagram? Is that the company? Ooh, what is this? What is this? A design company, I guess. I'm confused. Yeah, design company. Anyway, this is cool. Industrial design of a child-friendly voice messaging device for ages 5 to 13. Yeah, that's probably when I would give it to my kids. Anyway, I know I'm thinking about this kind of stuff more than a lot of you all are, but I wanted to hit this up again because I think it's cool. Cassio came out with a Cassio watch, their G-Shock, but with a heart rate monitor. I think that might be it. What is it? Sleep monitoring, Strava integration. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of dope, to be honest. I kind of want one. I don't need one, but I want one. Huh. Anyway. Wanted to hit that up again. Can I not? This is interesting. So TCL came out with a tablet, NXTPAPER. I don't know much about them, but it has kind of a e-paper feel to it. And I think they have this 60 Ultra, NXTPAPER 60 Ultra, which is a phone with that same kind of feel. Stylus input as well. Pretty good camera. Fingerprint scanner. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. It's like a paper feel, but full-on smartphone. And I know, TCL makes TVs and all sorts of stuff.
The new Polar Whoop strap alternative is now officially called the Polar Loop.
Polar Loop. Interesting. Yeah, Polar Loop, which is a... Ew. But it looks so gross right there. What's this guy doing? Polar Loop. Here we go. It's a Whoop competitor. Loop, Whoop. But there's no subscription. So that's the real kicker. I think you get the Whoop strap for free, but you pay a subscription each month. Whereas I guess they're going higher upfront cost. Greige Sand. Why is this page not loading? Higher upfront cost for this, but no subscription. I mean, it looks cool. People are going to ask you, oh, you're wearing a Whoop strap, and then you got to explain that it's not a Whoop. Ooh, I mean, they look nice. Full access to every feature from day one. Eight-day battery life is pretty good. Their app looks kind of dumb. Hey, William, would you want to reach out to them? Because I think this is very interesting. I think we could maybe, if it's good, I think we could probably sell a lot of these. I've found whenever there's like a direct competitor, they get a lot of hype, right? Because like when Aura was the smart ring company and then Ultrahuman came around, it was like, oh, no subscription, and then Ultrahuman sold a bunch. Same with other smart rings. So I would like to work with them, I think. Media room. There you go. There's the media contact. Polar at Milton.com. Interesting. I wonder what Milton is. Polar Electro. It can be done. Thank you, William. Yeah, so I mentioned this before, this Vivo Vision, which I wasn't sure if it was really out yet, and here's a dude wearing it. So I don't know, it looks nice, man. It's very Apple Vision Pro-esque. Wow, dude, they kind of ripped it off, didn't they? Look at the power puck thing. Again, I'm just entranced by VR at this point. I don't know, it looks really premium. What's this guy doing? Selfie taken straight after the demo. There are no red signs on my face at all. Oh. Look at his hair. And I don't know. I'd love to try this out. I want to try out all the VRs. Look at it, look at that. Come on. Even the dude. It's crazy how much like these companies just rip each other off, isn't it? Like it's the exact same charging mechanism. It's got the little dial. How do they not get like sued immediately? I don't understand that. Yeah, Play for Dream. So Dream is a company I've been in talks with to review a VR headset. But they want us to pay like full price or we can rent a unit from them, and it's like really expensive. And I'm like, can you just send it to us? Like I'm not I can send it back maybe? I don't know. Anyway, apparently Dream is on to big things. Oh, this was cool. A modular notebook concept. Still just concept, huh? Sheesh. But with this interesting sort of locking system, you can have your section dividers, your pages. It says smart pages. Wonder if it will, if they want it to link to like an app. That's kind of cool without even having a cover on there. Do this. That's cool. Little short. See, I like stuff like this because I feel like it joins like Ugmonk cards with like a notebook. Ooh, man, that looks really cool. Ledge. Man, that looks cool, dude. Can I buy one? What is this site that I'm on? Oh, Yanko, of course. Just a concept. I hate concepts. I love them and I hate them. I want to be able to buy them. They're like, I just made it in Blender. I don't know. Seemed like a cool idea. This Garmin looks interesting to me because it looks cheap. Like it looks like a cheap smartwatch you would get on Amazon. Like, look at that. I don't know. But also, like, it's super thin. Like, look at that. And it's like an edge-to-edge display, almost. There's a flashlight, which is cool, and like a running red light. It's a Garmin, so you know that that software is on lock. I don't know. It's just an interesting, I guess, design choice. Like, it looks nice. I don't like that there's a chin on there. But it just looks cheap. Like, it looks fake or cheap. That looks kind of dope. I don't know, man. How much is it? $800? That's insane. Okay. Back to electric vehicles. The Ioniq 5. There's that girl again. Has, I want to try one. I don't know if I weren't to get a Tesla, I don't know what car I would want. I think the thing with Teslas is they're not that expensive. Like, I think people think they are. They're like, whoa, you have a Tesla, you must be making a lot of money. But you can get like a used Model 3 for like sub $20,000. And like this Ioniq 5 is probably upper 20s into 30s. Now I know, let's see, Ioniq 5 used 25, 28. Yeah. So like, sure, you can get this, or you can get a Tesla that has way better self-driving capabilities and learnings, looks better. Like, I just don't. That's why I can't commit to buying another electric vehicle or a gas-powered vehicle for myself. But that said, I do like the way these are designed. And I owned an Elantra, one of like the newer models. It was a 2021, I think. And I really liked that car a lot. I ended up selling it to take back my wife's old car that doesn't have any payments on it. In fact, it's technically totaled because of hail damage. So I'm driving around a free car. Can't complain about that. But I do like Hyundais, and I really like Kias. I think Kia looks really nice these days. Huawei's back at it again with the tri-fold smartphone. It's so crazy how big the world is. And even though we're all connected via internet, like this launched yesterday, and I didn't even really know about it. I mean, I guess I did, but like it wasn't that big of a deal. But I know like in China, this is a huge deal. It's $2,500. That's insane. But like people freaked out about the first one. They were like in China, they were like lined up waiting and stuff for this. And like we're like, when's the iPhone coming out? I don't know. It's just funny to me. It's crazy how there's like different global markets. And like we're only marketed to in our market kind of thing. Same thing when like I make an iPhone or like Android video and people like iMessage. They actually use iMessage. It's like that's all anyone around me uses. It's kind of funny. But elsewhere in the world, people just use WhatsApp and stuff. It's crazy. Huawei actually reached out to us maybe last year. And I really wanted to work with them. Just kind of fell through the cracks. I think I was trying to get them to pay us, and some of these companies, the moment you're like, yeah, here are our rates, they're like, ghosted. See ya. So we probably shouldn't have asked for payment. You live and you learn. Remarkable came out with this new little guy, this handy dandy notebook, which I think last live stream, I was like, it'd be cool if they made an e-ink that's foldable. So it's like an actual notebook. This is the next best thing. I think they probably saw the book's Palma, and they saw like the interest in that, and then they said like, well, we've got great technology, let's make one for ourselves, something on the go that you can really easily throw in the bag, you can hold, and like for reporters and stuff. So anyway, I ordered one. It's super expensive, just because our contact that's Remarkable's agency, they like don't trust us or something. They're always so hesitant to work with us, and then when they decide to work with us, we're like the Z list. We're like months after the launch. They're like, hey, would you like to review one? And it's like, I guess, like the hype's gone now, you know? So I just decided to order it, and I know like a lot of other e-ink specific review channels got them like before it was launched, and they were actually able to put out their videos the moment it was launched. It was kind of a embargo kind of thing, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like I checked, and we're still selling these through the videos we've made for them, so I don't know why they're so hesitant to work with us. And I rave about their products. I think they're designed so intentionally and thoughtfully, and I think they could be a really fun, good partner for us, but I don't know. They're just hesitant. But so anyway, I bought my own with the leather folio just so I can say exactly what I want about it. And you know, we do have our affiliate links with them still, so we can still make commission on sales if people decide to buy. But I don't know. It's an interesting device. I kind of get it. I think it's way too expensive, but I feel like Remarkable has the kind of Apple, I think even more than Apple problem, where there's so much innovation and their products are done well. I heard that the pen has over 300 parts in it, and they have to design certain internals so that the factory workers putting them together like physically can't put something in the wrong place. Like each piece is designed so it only goes in one place, kind of thing. And like that much innovation and attention to detail adds a premium price tag. But like most people won't know the things I just told you. I didn't know them till I heard another reviewer say them. So like it's this weird thing where it's like, that's so expensive. How much is it? Let me see. $450. And then I got a leather folio. So now we're at $599 for this thing. And it's like, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's really well designed. Yeah, it's going to work really well. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Like, that's expensive. And I guess there's a very, high income group of people who want less distraction. Executives and CEOs, I guess, who like this kind of thing. But I like it. But if it was, well, I say if it was my money, I wouldn't buy it, but I did buy it with my money. If I wasn't doing tech YouTubing for a living, I couldn't justify getting this. My wife would absolutely say no. So I don't know, man. I'm excited to get it, to test it out, to make a review. I'll tell you now, I'm probably going to say it's awesome. And if you have the money, you should get it. Just because I know Remarkable and I know like the quality. It's just that price tag, And I think the thing with this is like you can't just buy this Remarkable. I think you would need to already have the Paper Pro probably, which is even more expensive. So it's like, I don't know. I guess you could just get this. It would work. But I don't know. So many thoughts. This was dope. Motorrad from BMW. Helmet-free electric scooter because it has a roll bar. Probably still want to wear a helmet, but it looks cool. It looks very this. Which is kind of funny. Same kind of, oh shoot. Same kind of like mech design language. I would probably ride that around town. Probably not. Probably be too scared. Has a seat belt. Is that what that is? It's kind of strange. Looks cool. Pretty cyberpunky. Anyway. Where are we at? Oh, I wanted to look at this. Again, Anker. I just feel like they're really doing it. They're really out here doing it. So this is like an ice-free cooler that runs on battery power, and you can do a solar panel. 288 watt-hour portable battery. So you can charge out of it too. I feel like they should have integrated solar panels in here. Seatbelts feels unsafe. Hello, Apollo. Seatbelts on the e-bike thing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a motorcycle with seatbelts. Or even like maybe it wasn't a seatbelt. I don't know. It looked like it was. Could be like straps to hold things down or something. Anyway, I guess another reason why this interested me is because I had my daughter's birthday and I had to borrow a cooler from my friend because I don't have one. So I'm like hyper aware of maybe we need a cooler. And then I was like, hey, look, Anker makes one. $1,300. Or not. Solar powered, no. Rechargeable battery can cool the interior wherever you go. I mean, it's cool. That's really expensive though. Apple Watch Ultra 2 is the most accurate fitness tracker. I just saw this. I feel like a lot of these smart ring brands and stuff say that they're more accurate than smartwatches, which might be true. But don't you think like one of the biggest companies in the world, Apple, is going to do the most research and R&D to be the top dog? What AI features would be on the watch? I saw another article about, maybe it was a video. I didn't watch it because I'm silly. But it was talking about Apple's going to win the AI game because they're doing something. I don't know. That wasn't really helpful for me to even mention that. Who knows? Anyway, that's all I had for today. Yeah, I mean, next week is the Apple event, which is exciting. Which phones are you all most excited for? I'm excited for the Air. I think that's going to be kind of the talk of the town for a lot of different reasons. I think it might have not the greatest battery life, only one camera, no MagSafe, so that's going to bother so many people. And I think because it's new and different, it's going to be a high seller potentially. But I also think there's going to be a lot of negative press around it too. Also potentially. Who knows? They might surprise us. I've just kind of heard on the rumor mill that it's not going to be the best device. But I'm the most excited for it, for sure. Mostly because of the design. It's the most like minimal looking. And then the Pro just looks absolutely terrible. I don't know. Yeah, I'll be watching the event. I don't think I'll go live. I don't know. I wish I could like show the live stream of the event and comment on it, but you can't do that. After like a minute of doing that, they like shut down your video, so I've tried it in the past. Either way, I'm super excited. I love Apple events. Maybe I'll like live tweet it or something. I don't know. There's so many content things we could do. We'll have to see. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. This is something I get excited for every week, and this is episode 8, so technically this was my last live stream I was going to do in this test series. I don't know. It's not necessarily growing, but it is fun, and there's been some good discussion in the past, so we'll see. We'll see if we keep doing this. I'll probably do it a couple more times. For work-from-home users, the Air seems nice. No need to care too much about battery life. Yeah, I agree. That's why I think I'm going to get along fine with the Air, especially since the thing I will miss, I don't need the ultra-wide that much. I don't use it that much. With kids, sometimes I like to zoom in. That said, though, for people like my wife, she uses... my wife and family will just use the main lens and then zoom in like this, which at some point switches to the telephoto, but like, I don't know. I don't know how much I would miss the telephoto, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know. I'm most excited for it. But anyway, I gotta work on remembering to do the live stream latency thing better. You guys are so delayed. Thanks, Paulo. Paolo? I'm not exactly sure if I'm saying your name right, but thanks for popping in, man. Yeah, thank you all. William, Ben, Edsel, Dave. I don't think I saw Vic in here this week. I don't know. He's usually on here. But anyway, that's gonna do it. Yep, Apple stuff coming up. We've got other great products. Some that just showed up today. So I love this job, and I love you all, and I'm thankful for you all even tuning in to listen in the background while you're working. You all rock. Thank you all. We will